Hi everyone, it's a busy time of the year and I was thinking I may have to rename this video Make It Again Tuesday, but I'm squeezing it in. I'm happy to include these handmade tags on my gifts this year. They're super easy to make and feature a couple of fun products by Simon Says Stamp, Ornament Options, and Foliage Circle. I began with some quick ink blending on Bristol Smooth cardstock using Simon Says Stamp's Positively Saturated inks. I love these water-based inks. They're easy to blend and they come in sets of 3, dark, medium, and light tone. Perfect for creating a gradient. This background is being created with a combination of morning, twilight, and galaxy, and this next one with heather, violet, and iris. The last combo is my favorite, and it is a combination of marine, cadet, and royal. The panels are popped into a protective box. They're going to be spattered using a fan brush and some watered down Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. This and white gouache are my favorite mediums for spatter because they do not absorb the color. The saturated inks can take a while to dry, so first I test by putting on some embossing powder and seeing if it knocks off. It doesn't, so I set it aside for a while longer. Alright, I'm good to go, and I start off with some anti-static powder on the backgrounds. Ornament Options comes with a number of circular sentiments. I've chosen 3 and they're being stamped with Versamark ink, and then I will cover them with gold embossing powder. And yes, I am crafting in my pajamas. It's early morning and it's just how I roll these days. To help minimize warping, I always let my heat gun first come to its full temperature before applying the heat. The 3 sentiments are die cut using the Foliage Circle die. I'm going to hang on to the positive die cuts of the stems and ink them with Versamark ink. The stems will be coated with gold embossing powder and melted. To get a nice, smooth, and puffy finish, I emboss the foliage 2 times. Another way to achieve a nice, smooth finish is by keeping the heat on long after it melts. Everything will smooth out. There are 3 circle dot details in Foliage Circle, so I've die cut just that section of the die and embossed them in gold. The back of the circles are covered with Scotch tape. After I pop in the little circle die cuts, then I line up the gold embossed foliage onto the circle. Once each stem is lined up, I give it a good press so that it adheres to the Scotch tape. The largest die from Ornament Options is positioned so that the circular sentiment is centered. And I use some low-tack tape to hold it in place so it does not shift as it goes through the die cutter. After it's cut, it's going to leave a little bit of the ornament hanger. I flipped the ornament die around and ran it through the die cutter again to get a nice even circle. This die was also used to die cut gold foil cardstock. The circles were adhered to them. After any gift opening, I'm kind of like a crow and hang on to the ribbon and tuck it away in a storage container. I found this pretty twisted crepe ribbon, which I'm going to use for the ties for the tags. And then each tag will be finished off with a blue satin bow. So tying pretty bows is not an easy thing for me. So after I've made some diagonal cuts on the tails, I'm going to use a little trick to make it look better. I use small glue dots which I place in the center of the bow and then on each of the tail ends. This allows me to position the bow and make it a little bit prettier. And these cute tags are finished up with some pretty half gold foil pearls. And that completes these 3 easy tags featuring Simon Says Stamp's Ornament Options with Foliage Circle. Christmas and all those preparations are pressing upon us, and I hope that you can find a little bit of downtime to relax in your craft room. This is certainly a fun and easy project to complete. Thank you for joining me for another Make It Again Monday, and as always, I appreciate your visit.